Just look around. There's very little sign COVID restrictions even existed these days. It is unlikely, though, any of these people knowingly have COVID, because those who do still have to legally isolate. But in a surprise move, even that, in just 2 weeks' time, could change.
Provided the current encouraging trends in the data continue, it is my expectation that we will be able to end the last domestic restrictions, including the legal requirement to self-isolate if you test positive, a full month early, Mr. Speaker.
He will, he said, make an announcement on the 21st of February. At the moment, anyone in England who tests positive has to isolate for at least 5 days. But a drop in cases is driving the early change. Daily rates in the UK peaked at more than 270,000 in January. Today, just over 68,000 positive cases were recorded. Hospitalisations have also come down. In January, nearly 20,000 were in hospital with COVID. Now, that's just 13,500. Labour's accused the Prime Minister of trying to distract from his leadership woes. One scientist who advises the government admitted removing isolation rules hasn't been discussed at meetings with ministers.
Taking it away is likely to have some impact. It's very difficult to say exactly how much, but it's likely to have some impact. And if you think about where we are at the moment, the prevalence is really quite high. In fact, it's just about as high as it's ever been.
Juliette is one of those who will be impacted the most.
It's a life and death choice. It's literally life and death.
Her autoimmune disease means she's clinically extremely vulnerable and hasn't left her house for more than 700 days. The vaccine has had little effect on her. She's now worried she may never leave the house again.
I would say, why is my life any less valuable than theirs? Why can't I have a life back? And wearing something on your face or staying in your house when you've got a highly contagious disease is a small price to pay for society to look after the most vulnerable within it.
There's no doubt treating COVID like any other respiratory disease is a gamble, but it's one the government obviously thinks is worth taking. Emily Morgan, News at 10.